All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are talking about something we all navigate every single day, our own minds. We're going to be looking at some key insights from a new guide by a clinical psychologist that basically gives us a map to our inner world.
I mean, really think about it. Have you ever just stopped and wondered, why do I think like that? You know, that constant chatter in your head, those random light bulb moments, or even those habits you just can't seem to shake. What's the software running behind all of it?
And then there are our emotions, right? One minute it feels like a calm river, and the next it's a total tidal wave that just sweeps you off your feet. It's such a huge part of being human, but a lot of the time it feels like our emotions are in a completely different universe from our logical thoughts. So to get some answers to these massive questions, we're turning to a new guide. It comes from a clinical psychologist, and it's really designed to be a practical roadmap for finding your way through that complex world inside your own head. So let's get into some of its big ideas.
Now, the big promise here isn't some magic wand or a quick fix. It's really about building genuine self-awareness. It's about understanding that powerful loop between what you think, what you feel, and what you do. For example, a key idea they talk about is how one little negative thought can make you feel sad, which might make you decide to, say, skip hanging out with friends, and that action just reinforces the original thought that you're alone. The goal is to see that cycle so you can learn how to step in and break it.
Okay, so you might be wondering, who are these insights really for? Is this just for academics or psychology pros? Or is it for, anyone who's just curious about what makes them tick?
Well, that's the cool part. The audience is meant to be really broad. It's perfect for students who need these big, complex ideas broken down in a way that actually makes sense. It's also for anyone who's just kind of curious about why people do the things they do. But honestly, it's really for anyone who's on that journey of trying to understand themselves a little better and is looking for some real tools to help.
So let's take a look at the map itself. What are some of the key areas we're going to be exploring here? What's great is that this guide goes way beyond just fuzzy labels. For example, when it talks about personality, it digs into the big 5 traits. It explains how knowing if you're high in openness or conscientiousness can actually help you make sense of your own tendencies. Or for relationships, it gets into things like attachment theory. And once you see how your own style, whether it's secure, anxious, or avoidant, plays out, it can totally change the way you ask for what you need.
So the what is fascinating, for sure, but the how all this information is actually delivered, is just as important.
The whole approach is basically a 3-step process. First, everything's in short, digestible videos, so you're not getting bogged down. Second, the whole focus is on being practical, giving you mental models you can start using right away. And third, and this is key, it's all grounded in real-life examples that you can actually relate to. That's what makes these ideas really stick.
And that brings us to the most important part, the real heart of this entire approach to psychology.
You see, this isn't just about collecting a bunch of interesting facts. All these different concepts, the thought-emotion cycle, personality models, attachment styles, they all funnel down into one single truly transformative idea.
Because understanding your mind is the first step to improving your life. That's the whole game, right there. Self-awareness isn't the finish line, it's the starting block. It's the tool that gives you the power to actually make real positive changes in your life.
So, I'll leave you with this final question. Knowing that understanding is what kicks off the change, what's the very first thing you want to understand about yourself? Because whatever your answer is, that's where the journey really begins.